regard to that case, because my lord, it says that when you are looking on the issue of a standard proof in a constitutional setting, like an election petition, the court says that, the Supreme Court says that the court should not lose sight of that base, that foundation of the case, my lord. My lord, now, that standard of proof was the second issue. I come now to the third issue. What was the nature of the case before the court? What was the nature of the case before the court?
Wait, Counsel.
Yes, my lord.
You said there are 5 headings.
Yes. I'm now in number 3.
The first one was burden of proof.
Now, then the standard of proof, which I referred you to the Raila case.
So the standard of proof.
Yes. Now it's the third one. What is the nature? What was the nature of the case before the court? That's the Superior Court, to determine the applicable standard of proof, my lord. My lord, was that case a constitutional issue of the qualification of the candidate, or was it what my learned friend calls forgery and fraud? And he emphasized it with a lot of.
Well, it's been to India back, so.
So, my lord, it's my humble submission that I think the petition, the appellant, was not very candid with the court when it says that the case was about fraud and forgery. This case, my lord, the case was not about fraud and forgery. In fact, that case had nothing to do with fraud and forgery.
It was not pleaded.
It was pleaded, but in a peripheral manner, as I will show you, my lord. I will show you. Don't laugh. You may cry. My lord, at paragraphs 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Pleading?
No, of the, I think the submissions. Paragraphs 9 to 18 of the written submission of the appellant. It makes the case that the case was about fraud and forgery. And thus the insistence that the standard of proof was beyond reasonable doubt. First, my lord, and I stand to be corrected by this court, that, my lord, the appellant having failed to participate in the proceedings in terms of placing evidence before that court. And, my lord, the appellant failure to file a response. He cannot just stand up and say that this is the standard of proof. Of course, there are legal issues. But, my lord, those legal issues have a foundation in evidence. Those legal issues are not abstract. They are not abstract legal principles. You must build a structure, a foundational structure of evidence. And on the basis of that evidence, you tell the court that the standard of proof, in light of the evidence I've adduced, is that and that, my lord. My lord, it's my submission that in the absence of that evidential foundation, it does not lie in the mouth of the appellant to say that the standard of proof is as high as this, my lord. My lord, secondly,
Second to what? You're on third.
no, second to, it's just on that same point of, I'm still on third, my lord. My lord, the second issue we should regard in relation to determining what the case was let the pleadings speak for themselves. Even in respect to that, my lord, my learned friend yesterday, no, the day before yesterday, yes, my apologies, he did not allow the petition to speak for itself. My lord, I draw your kind attention to volume 1, page 2. My lord, at the bottom you will see there is paragraph B, which says the grounds of the petition. It's not my words. It's the petition speaking for itself. The grounds of the petition. A, disqualification of the third respondent. It should have read second, I think. Under section 22, it should have been 22 of the Elections Act as a candidate for governor of Wajir. So, my lord, from that point you can see that they are raising disqualification. Let's go to paragraph 8. The petitioner above that the first respondent herein stood constitutionally and or statutorily disqualified to contest the election, and thus he was not.
All right, so we'll be going back there to just continue listening into that appeal with regard to the Wajir gubernatorial position. As you can see there, lawyer Ahmednasir